Today I decided to start doing some Christmas baking for the dolls, and we're making this lovely German Christmas bread, which I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce because I know I will butcher the correct term, so we're just calling it German Christmas bread. Stay tuned and see how fun and easy this project is. All right, we are making a German Christmas bread today, like I said in the intro. And to do that, we're using the same clay mixture we've used for most of the breads that we've made on the channel in the last couple of months. It's 4 parts of white clay to 1 part Fimo Sahara. And this time, I'm adding poppy seeds, which is something people have been doing for a long time now. If you have a bug problem in your area, I would probably use no whole beads. The poppy seeds, I'm not sure how badly they'll attract bugs. They look more convincing as raisins than do the little beads. But you've got the trade-off of they are a real food product and they could attract bugs or mice or things like that. So depending on how you store your miniatures, how you're displaying them, use at your own discretion. And I will tell more about the background on this project of why I'm doing this today in the blog post. So be sure and hop over to the blog post. Link will be in the description box at the bottom of the video. I was trying to come up with ideas for Christmas videos the other day because it is November, so I'm trying to get you guys your Christmas projects so you'll have them in time to display them for the month of December if you want to. And I decided to make this German Christmas bread from my childhood. Now, it's not one that my mom and my grandma made. This is one that a friend of the family used to make for us. And what I'm doing is I'm just working in these poppy seeds to look like the raisins that she put in her bread. But yeah, hop over there. I'll talk more about the bread and all that over there. If you do have specific holiday foods that you would like to see on the channel, let me know. I still have some open Saturday food videos that I need to come up with for the month, and there's also, of course, other videos during the week. If you've got something specific that you would like to see, I'll see if I can work it in the schedule either this year or for next year if I can't do it this year, because we've always got next year coming around too. So I want to get a really good distribution of these poppy seeds, and it will take a while. And sorry if I sound sniffly. I had a sneezing fit shortly before I turned the camera on. In fact, I sat down to record and started sneezing before I could push the button. So now I'm all sniffly sounding. Sorry about that. All right, let's go ahead and let's make a ball or a log or whatever we decide to do here. And let's get a look. Let's get, I think, just a few more. I want it to have quite a few raisins running through it. All right, that's probably going to be enough. So now we are going to make a ball. What a nice round ball. And I'm going to flatten it out to about 1/4 inch tall. Probably around 1 inch in diameter. Doesn't have to be perfect. Now I have a spoon laying here for some unknown reason. And I'm going to use that to kind of help me bend the bread. Now I know that different German ladies make their bread in different shapes when they make their Christmas breads. This, like I said, it's based on one that a family friend from my childhood made, and she always just made hers very simply by folding it in half. Or not quite in half, because the bottom was always longer. So let's get out our chalks. As usual, I've got the same 3 chalks I use for most bread or baked goods: a yellow ochre, a reddish brown, and a darker brown. And I have a brush laying here somewhere. And we are going to go over the surface of our bread with the yellow ochre first. This just makes it look like it's been baked. And now a little bit of the reddish brown. And I'm working on my paper, on a paper towel, just to keep my work surface a little neater this morning, because I have several projects I would like to get worked on. See how that goes. And now a little bit of brown. So what were some of the things that were traditional for your family when you were growing up, or that you make for your family now? What are some of the traditional holiday foods? You can tell me down in the comments below. Maybe it'll give me some ideas. All right, now got that. So it's looking nice and baked. Now I've got a piece of parchment paper. So I'm going to break it down. I don't need that big a piece. We are going to decorate the top, and then I'm going to put this into the freezer so that it can get nice and cold. Now, since I have liquid Sculpey in white, I'm going to use it directly out of the container without adding any paint to it. I don't want it quite as opaque as I do for some projects, because I want this to look like that powdered sugar glaze that we put on foods. And that's always, it's white, but it's not quite as solid as maybe a frosting. And again, this is patterned after the one that we were always gifted at Christmas, so it may look different than the ones that you're used to, that maybe your family does. I don't want to put too much on, so that's where I'm getting it with a toothpick. And then let's get this put away before I spill it. That's going to annoy me. If it's annoying me, it's probably annoying someone else too. Now I have some little micro beads, no-hole beads. I know that these ones from Martha Stewart are no longer available, but there are others available in the craft stores and online that you can use. Because she always sprinkled, I can't remember her name for the life of me. I've been trying to remember all morning what her name was, and I can't remember. But she would sprinkle with red and green sprinkles on the top. All right, now I'm going to freeze this for about 20 minutes. I want this to solidify so that when we cut it, we won't smush it quite as badly. So I'll be right back when this is firmed up. All right, this is fresh out of the freezer, and I'm going to attempt to cut it without making too much of a mess, but I wanted to make sure I had the icing on the whole top. And also this way it will kind of pull down like it would in the real thing. I've got a wet wipe here to kind of wipe my blade. And you can cut as few or as many slices as you wish. So here's what we have so far. And I'm only going to do that many today. And then I have, where do I have it? I have a piece of pretty coarse 80 grit sandpaper. And what I'm going to do is kind of push this down onto there. Now I'm going to leave these slices separate. I'm not going to be adding them to anything now. That way I can glue them onto a plate or something later. Just don't get your fingers in the wet liquid clay, or at least not too much. All right, now I'm going to bake this, and since this is pretty thick, I'm going to bake this for probably 25 minutes, maybe a little more. Maybe, how thick is this? I'm going to measure how thick I have this. Okay, I'm going to bake it for 30 just to make sure that it gets baked all the way through. As long as the temperature of your oven is at the recommended temperature or lower, you can bake it for as long as you want. It's not the amount of time won't overbake it, it's temperature. And I've got my oven set just a little bit low since my oven tends to wander in temperature a bit. So I'm going to bake this for 30 minutes. I'll allow it to cool to room temperature, and then I'll come back and we can look at this on a cutting board. All right, here is our Christmas spread out of the oven and ready for the dolls to enjoy for Christmas. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Be sure and check the blog post. While I didn't get a lot of pictures taken while we were making this today, I did tell the story of where this bread came from and why I made it today. So I encourage you to go hop over there and read along and see why we're making this today. If you have any requests for any holiday foods you'd like or any other foods, be sure and leave them in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you enjoy my content and haven't subscribed, I encourage you hit that subscription button and the notification bell so you know when I put up another video. Thank you very much for watching today, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.